So other cases of heroic suicide, we have the story in Bava Basra about Herod um, wanting to get together with a certain lady who was from the base Hashmonai. She ends up Salika Li'igara, she jumps off the roof instead of getting together with Herod. Of course, now Sarah Harubei Malchus. The story is told in Sanhedrin 14a, and all the rabbis there are mentioned in, I think, Eile Askara in the Machzor Yom Kippur, Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Akiva, Hanani ben Trajan, the 10 rabbis. And the most notable story is in Elazar 18a. Hanani ben Trajan basically was teaching Torah, and he was wrapped up in a Sefer Torah, and the executioner initially had wool on him, which was wet, so it took time to burn, so the suffering was prolonged. And famously it says, when he was asked to open his mouth and hasten his death by his students, he says it's better that Hashem should take away rather than a person should do it himself. But if you look closely at the story, at the end, after he says that, it says that the executioner asked if he could be notel sefugin, if he could take away the wool, if he would get olam haba, in which case Rabbi Hanina ben Trajan said yes. So it could be interpreted, mutav shi'at lena mishanot, that could be interpreted better, that the person, the executioner, remove what he placed there. He placed there is painful. Better he should remove it, and he shouldn't be held accountable himself. So the Eyun Yaakov, however, and Tosfos and the halachos later on, like Moshe Feinstein, interpret this as really referring to Hashem, but I just wanted to point that out. Eyun Yaakov says, even though the Tosfos talks about the 400 boys and girls who jumped into the sea rather than to be exploited, they did it. They were allowed to be machabel themselves, to destroy themselves, because they were scared of the Yisurim. Here, the Rav Hanani ben Trajan in the Midas Chasidus, he didn't have to do it, but he did it. He was able to endure the suffering, so it's okay that he did it. Tosfos has also says, Omer Rabbeinu Tam Dehecha Shirayim Pen Yavir Mavinus Kavah Tacham Lavera Kagan Ayidei Yisurim Shalo Yuchal Lamo V'Hem Az Hu Mitzvah L'Chabel V'Atzim. There's actually a mitzvah to be mechabel yourself if you're scared of the consequences, such as the Yeladim that we'll see in the next story, which is in Gittin 57b. It talks about how 400 boys and girls jumped into the water rather than to be taken advantage of their enemies. The Tosfos over there says, the Hadamar b'Maseches Avodah Zarah mutav she'elena mishanas nava yichabel hu ba'atzmo. Well, maybe they should have not taken their lives, but here, hacha yireim hayum yisurim. Here they were scared about the Yisurim. Therefore, it was okay. It was actually a mitzvah, like we said in the Tosfos and the Elazar. It's a mitzvah for them to actually kill themselves. So we're starting to get a good picture of when it's acceptable to do suicide, when we see that it's actually not all negative, especially by, or maybe only specifically by Shvichus Damim, Gilui Arayos, and Avodah Zarah. And that is page 7.